Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy OmegaPro back at it with another Persona video, and today we're going to be talking about the FeMC character in Persona 3. And the reason why we're talking about this today is because some modders have actually been working on a really dope looking FeMC mod for Persona 3 Reload. So it's being worked on by a group of people. Their names are Mudkip, Neptune, Kindred, Ray Cooper, Emily, Kaz, Chris, Modaman, Giowo, and Fernando, and they're going by the FeMC Reloaded team. And YouTuber Faz here actually uploaded the Persona 3 Reload FeMC mod showcase. So I wanted to watch this video to just go ahead and see how good the mod is coming along. It looks really fucking good so far. But not only did I want to see how far it came along, I also kind of wanted to give my opinion on the FeMC route, because a big point of criticism for Persona 3 Reloaded is that they did not include the FeMC route. So it's not really a complete, cohesive replacement for the original Persona 3 Reload. On top of that, we know that they're working on the Answer DLC, or at least it's been leaked that they're working on that, and it's also been leaked that there are no plans currently to bring FeMC to Persona 3 Reload. So let's go ahead and take a look at this really quickly here. And just so we're clear, I don't think this is going to bring in like the FeMC social links and all that other stuff as well. It's just really a model swap and changing some of the UI elements to more so match the FeMC character. At least that's what I think it is. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And yeah, and for those of you guys that don't know why this is a big deal, this is the only time in a Persona game where you were able to change the gender of your character, and to be able to play as a woman in a Persona game has been very interesting, and a lot of people really like that route. But you know, I do have some reservations with it, but you know, we can talk about that a little bit later here. Let's go ahead and spin this up. Let's put that in 4K actually. Wait a minute, I'm so sorry. Hooray. Okay, I got that loaded up in 4K. And just look at how good this looks. I believe they're using the model from Persona 3 Dancing, right? I believe that's what I saw. I don't know if anybody in chat knows. She kind of looks like Yukari. I can see that. But yeah, so you can see that the whole UI has changed to this like hot pink color. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty sexy. You gotta admit, it looks really damn good. Wow, she looks great too. Yeah, honestly, so I know a lot of people are probably gonna be thinking, well, if some modders could make this, why didn't Atlas do this, right? Like, why didn't Atlas just allow this to be in here? And I think the reason why is because if they were to have done that and just let you play as the FeMC, but didn't actually give you the FeMC social links and stuff like that, I think it would have caused a bigger shitstorm than not having FeMC in the game at all. Because could you imagine if like they put FeMC in the game and you could choose between either Makoto or I think her name is Atone, something. Nobody shoot me in the face or anything. But yeah, like, if you could choose her, but then you wouldn't get her Persona 3 portable social links or anything, like, oh, people would throw a fit, right? If they did that. So I think it makes sense. You could also argue like, oh, they didn't even put in the work to like add in, you know, the FeMC social links, and Kotone is her name. To add in the FeMC social links and stuff like that. And I get it. Like, I think that would have been preferable for sure. But I actually don't think them not putting in the FeMC is a big deal for Persona 3 Reload. And I'll talk a little bit about why, but we can go ahead and read some of this here and watch a little bit more. Wow, that looked good. I don't even know how they did this. Like, look at the transition. Wow, that was, I wonder if it, because if you look, the model here is not Makoto, it's actually Kotone instead. That looks really good. Yeah, they killed this. Also, like getting you know, FeMC's music would have been really good. I think that's the thing I'm pissed the most about, is that we don't have her music in the game. Like, the fact that I don't have Way of Life is actually criminal. I've seen mods where they have Chihiro as the MC. Well, thank God they didn't do that, because I fear I would not like this game. But it's actually, I think this speaks to bigger volumes too. I think this is really cool because this shows how apparently easily moddable Persona 3 Reload is. So honestly, the modding community for this game could be fucking huge. I wonder if like the modding could ever be strong enough to where people could like mod in the FeMC route. Like, I wonder if that's like a possibility. Because as of right now, I believe this is just like a visual reskin. But yo, she looks like really good walking around here and stuff like that. Like, this looks really good. I wonder if they like changed any of the dialogue to match the fact that she's a woman now. Because if they could like literally mod in the social links and stuff, that would be crazy. Also, this song is so good, man. This song is so good. They're working on pronoun swaps. Yeah, I figured that would be a large undertaking. That makes sense. I feel like low key, if you just do pronoun swaps and have the model, I think that would be good enough for a lot of people to like play the game as Kotone, right? Like, yes, it sucks that you wouldn't get the social links. I agree. But, you know, for some modders, like getting together and doing this, I think that's really cool. Like on a repeat playthrough, why wouldn't I play as Kotone, you know? Especially if they could end up modding in, which I don't know if this would be possible, but if they could mod in some of the Persona 3 portable music from the FeMC route, oh, I fear I would be locked in. Like, I need Way of Life in the game. Oh, you know what? One mod I would really like in Persona 3 Reload? I would absolutely love the mod to where you can change the song that plays as you're exploring Tartarus. Because my favorite thing to do in Persona 3 Fez, I changed the Tartarus music to be Maya's theme. So when I was going through the Tartarus in Persona 3 Fez, this was the song I was listening to. Maybe that's why I didn't hate Tartarus as much as a lot of people seem to complain about it. Because how the fuck could I be mad when I'm climbing the floors of Tartarus and this is bumping in my ears? Like, this is peak music. You know, like in that aspect, yeah, I'm a little disappointed that Persona 3 Reload didn't have stuff like this. Oh, listen to this. Oh my God, we've got real music. We've got real music. Hold on, it gets better. Cinema. 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 Oh my God, I love this song. Sounds like something out of Hamilton. Well, I'm never listening to the song again. Okay, let's see what Persona 3 Reload has in store here for this mod. Nah, yeah, that song is so crazy. Wow, this looks great. I'm actually so impressed that it looks this good already. I never felt like... So you can see, I think there's some things that they haven't got to yet, like this down here in the bottom left would probably get changed to pink. This right here in the top right also would probably get changed to pink and stuff. But even if they left, even like the blue still looks good though. Like the blue complements the pink very well, I would say. Okay, now they're going into the velvet room here. this is actually so impressive. Okay, she's gonna do some karaoke. If they figure out how to mod music, apparently they already did that on day one. There's already music in the game. Yeah, social links are all the same. This is purely a visual swap, I'm pretty sure. But I would, ooh, this looks really good here too. But I would not be shocked if they were working on that. I think somebody in the chat said they're working on pronoun swaps as well. People are showing so much interest in FeMC. I wonder if Atlas will change their minds about doing it. I think a big reason why Atlas may have not done it is simply because of like the amount of work it would take. They'd have to like retool a good portion of the game to fit FeMC's route. I mean, I would love them to do that as like a DLC, but I'm not holding out hope. In my, like for me personally, I'm just operating off of the basis that it's never going to happen. So that way, if it does happen, we get pleasantly surprised. And if it doesn't, we don't get too disappointed. That's actually really dope that they have the animation for that. Yeah, this looks really good. Motherfucker has Orpheus Telos. All right, bro. All right, bro, we get it. You're a badass. Motherfucker has Lucifer. Okay, we get it. You're a gamer. Brave blading a shadow on the first floor is actually nasty work. I'm not gonna lie. That is actually nasty fucking work.
Oh, enemies defeated. Good work out there.
Nah, this looks crazy though. But so while all this looks great and stuff like that, and while I would love to have FeMC in the game, I wanted to kind of switch here and talk about why I don't necessarily think it's the biggest deal in the world, why we don't have the FeMC route, right? And the main reason for that is like, to me, the FeMC route has always been like additional content in a sense, right? Like it's been like sort of like an additive experience or whatever. So for me, the main thing that I wanted when I was thinking about, you know, getting a Persona 3 remake, the main thing I was looking forward to is like the overall like Persona 3 experience. And now to a lot of people, their Persona 3 experience is FeMC, you know, because maybe they started with Persona 3 Portable, or maybe they just prefer the FeMC route or whatever. That's definitely valid of you, you know, to have that opinion. And you could also like hold Atlas accountable and be like, if you guys are gonna charge $70 for this game and have a remake, then you should have done like a full scale, you know, remake of Persona 3. And then this is where it gets a little dicey, because now we're starting to talk about, okay, so are we looking for a Persona 3 remake, or are we looking for like a Persona 3 like definitive edition that's also being remade, right? Because like if you look at people who have been comparing Persona 3 Reload a lot to Golden, and I don't think that's a fair comparison, because Persona 4 to Persona 4 Golden is more akin to Persona 3 to Persona 3 Fez, right? Because with Persona 4 Golden, they weren't remaking the entire game from the ground up, replacing all of the voice actors, new entire engine. You know, we're talking a like generational leap forward in the game from Persona 3 all the way to Reload, right? So I don't think it's fair to compare Golden and 4 to Reload and the original Persona 3, because there's much more that goes into making Persona 3 Reload than Golden. For Golden, they're literally just, it looks the same exact same as the original Persona 4. And let me start replaying the song here. It looks the same exact way that Persona 4 looked. Maybe they upscaled the graphics or the resolution a little bit, or whatever they did to make that game look or better. I know that they've changed like some of how the art style looked a little bit in Persona 4 Golden with like the lighting and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's just Persona 4. It's just Persona 4. So Reload being a complete retooling of Persona 3 mechanically, graphically, literally every single part of that game got retooled. It's not the same as just like bringing over what they already had and then like spicing it up. Like this is something like this completely different. So I think it's a little bit more understandable in that regard because, you know, like I said, they're remaking everything. Do you consider FeMC route in the same light as a third semester in P5R? Yeah, right. But even in that instance, it makes more sense to expect like that more complete content or to just expect more content in general from an iterative update, right? Like Persona 5 to Persona 5 Royal is like an iterative update. They added a lot of quality of life stuff. They added the whole like third semester and all that. And like that makes sense. That's fine to add because you're not retooling the entire game. If they had to remake Persona 5 all over again and also add in the third semester, that'd be a large undertaking for them, right? And if they were to add, you know, FeMC into this game, who knows how much that could have extended the development time or whatever. Maybe it just doesn't fit their timeline. Maybe Atlas's timeline is like, okay, for this year, we do Reload, we do Metaphor, and then next year we do maybe a Shin Megami Tensei game or whatever they're working on, or maybe even if it's Persona 6 in a year or two, and maybe that just would fuck up their workload, right? To me personally, I would rather have Reload in the state that it's in now than maybe potentially it going onto the back burner and then maybe like never seeing it because their workload is so large. And I think another thing that kind of adds to this is the fact that Persona 3 Portable is available on modern consoles or on PC as well. So like, it's not like Persona 3 Portable is unattainable and unplayable. Like that version of the game still does exist. Granted, I can already see that a lot of people are going to be upset with that statement because like, yes, it exists, but like, obviously we would want it to look like this. We would want it to play like this, you know, it's not the same thing, right? But at the very least, like the FeMC route of Persona 3 is not lost to time. Like if we wanted to play it, like it is still there. And again, I just have to reiterate, yes, I agree. I would have preferred FeMC to be in the game. Like who wouldn't? Like why wouldn't you want more content in the game? That makes no sense. I'm just trying to provide like a different perspective on that and why like I don't think Persona 3 Reload is a worse game for not having FeMC in it, right? I think that's probably what I should have said first. I don't think it's a worse game for that decision. I think you can be disappointed in it. I think that's very valid to voice your frustration and voice your disappointment. And if you guys like have a lot of that passion for it, maybe Atlas will see that. Maybe they will decide, hey, maybe we should throw in FeMC. It seems like a lot of people really like this character and they want to see this character. So hopefully they can actually add her in. So that way we finally do have that definitive Persona 3 edition, because that's one thing about Persona 3 that is different from every other Persona game. Like Persona 4 has its definitive edition. You know, we have Golden, which is pretty much the way to play that game, right? Persona 5 has Royal, which is the way to play that game. There is no the way to play 3. And I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes from, because if you want to experience all the content the game has to offer, you pretty much have to play, well, now you have Reload, which you could consider the definitive version of Persona 3. But then if you wanted to play the answer, well, now you got to track down Fez and play the answer, which, you know, I wouldn't do that if I were you, but, you know, to each their own. And then if you wanted to play the FeMC route, then it's like, okay, now you got to get Persona 3 Portable and play FeMC. And you're going to have to play the game 3 different times to experience everything the game has to offer. And not only that, you're going to have to buy the game 3 different times. And you can't even buy Fez anymore, so you're gonna have to probably end up emulating it or some shit. So overall, yes, the situation at hand sucks. But one thing that just didn't sit right with me is people writing off this game and saying that this game is a disappointment or a failure of a remake because it doesn't have FeMC, when I feel like there's so much greatness about this game, and the amount of work and passion and effort that went into it is being underlooked simply because like you don't have the FeMC route, which again, I just want to reiterate, I get it, that is disappointing. But the game we ended up getting is a masterpiece. Like, this truly is the best Persona 3 experience, period. Like, I can't really imagine, outside of the FeMC stuff, I can't imagine what else you would have a problem with this game. It looks beautiful, it runs beautiful, the gameplay is absolutely amazing. All the social links are really enhanced. The new voice acting cast did a really good job. The new music is really good. I know a lot of people were talking shit about the music beforehand, but I think a lot of people, as they play the game, have realized, damn, actually, the music is really good, actually. I was kind of tripping, and that's how I feel, too. There were some songs, like Iwa Todai Dorm, that I was like, I don't know if I really like this version, and now I really love the Iwa Todai Dorm Persona 3 Reload Edition. I might even like it more than the original. I don't think I'm there yet with Mass Destruction, but I warmed up a lot to Mass Destruction as well. So I just feel like negatively criticizing this game for what it isn't rather than what it is it's always a little bit murky, right? Because if it's a remake, like, you can criticize it for what it isn't because it's supposed to be a remake of something that already exists. But I think considering what we got and considering what the game is instead of what it isn't, I think it's a very good experience all around. I think it's a very enjoyable game, and I'm glad that we finally have my favorite game of all time upheld to such a masterful degree, right? Like, this is my Persona 3 experience. This is my Persona game, you know what I mean? This is for me right here. You get me. You dig what I'm saying? And I really think that Reload is a specialized game, and I can understand the disappointment around not having FeMC. That's why, this mod exists. I hope them all the success in the world. I hope they continue to work hard on it and make this mod truly something special. Would it be preferable if Atlas just did it themselves? Yes, I agree. But thanks to these talented modders, the FeMC Reloaded team, for making this. It looks awesome. You guys are doing a great job. I can't wait to see more of it. But what do you guys think about the FeMC route? Is that your preferred way to play the game? How upset are you that, the FeMC character isn't in the game? Let me know in the comments, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna catch you next time for another YouTube video. Take shit.